Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is well. It is Friday morning. So welcome back to the new video. Today, I'm gonna run you through a full day of eating in the off season. So currently eating about 4,500 calories on a training day. So I'm gonna run you through that meal by meal. But first, we've got cardio. Got my coffee on deck to sip on this before we get into the cardio. Got 20 minutes on the spin bike or 300 calories burnt on the Apple Watch. So let's get into it and then we'll eat. Meal one going down, chicken and eggs. So shortly after cardio and showering, none of this fasting malarkey at the minute. Got 5 meals to get in throughout the day, and if I was to fast, I just wouldn't be able to get all the meals in and avoiding either joining 2 meals together or staying up later, and we can't be having that. So yeah, just a basic 3 eggs, 100 grams of raw weight chicken, pro-fat meal to start the day. Salt, pepper, that's all the condiments you need. Total macros for the day, 300 protein, 650 carb, 80 fat, so that's my training day. Macros, which is just over 4.5. So let's get on with this. Right, it's gone about 9 AM now. I'm back in the same spot since this morning. I dropped delivery off at work, got some groceries on the way home, did some steps. Now just showered, back, ready for the next meal. So it's about 9 AM now. I generally like anywhere between 2 to 4 hours in between meals. That sort of just allows me to digest the meals and be hungry again for the next meal, especially in the off season when those meals are a little bit bigger. It's beneficial to spread them out as best as possible. All right, so this is meal 2 going down. Got chicken and rice basically. So it's 175 raw weight chicken, 150 grams raw weight rice, and 10 grams of coconut oil dabbled in there. So let's chow down. Back in for meal number 3. It's about 11:30 now. So I'm literally having the same meal as before, except I'm changing up the fat source to macadamia nut oil. I have been in the past one to use similar fat sources all the time, you know, like nut butters, all of that, whereas I'm trying to change it up a bit more to provide a bit more variety. So mac oil here, obviously I have eggs in the morning, coconut oil was in that meal 2. So I'm just popping 10 mils on here. There we go. And then also I've got avocado oil in there as well, olive oil as well. So just changing up the fat sources can only be beneficial for you in overall health-wise. So I'm gonna nail this. Watch some Nick Strength and Power. We just uploaded a new video, AKA the Bodybuilding News. Just out here getting some steps on this lovely afternoon in between meals. One thing I did want to touch on, given this is predominantly a food related video, is you'll notice the majority of my foods that I eat appear quite bland and boring, only using seasonings like salt, pepper. The reason for that is, for one, I don't want to add the unnecessary calories, and secondly, often those kind of sauces include lots of, onion, garlic, things that may cause digestive issues, potentially bloating, upset stomachs. So obviously I'm not saying whatsoever that you shouldn't or can't be having low sugar or low calorie sauces, condiments. It's just limit them if you are having those kind of digestive issues and bloating. I generally stick to the main core group of food sources. The reason for that is because when it comes to deciding what meal to eat, people can struggle with decision fatigue. Now, we all live busy lives, and just to add another thing into the mix to decide what you need to eat for the next meal. But if it's super clear that this is what I'm eating, it just takes that decision fatigue out of it. Then there's not even a consideration in your brain as to what your next meal is. I personally find it very helpful knowing that these are my set meals. Also helps when it comes to shopping. You know exactly what foods you need. I also like knowing the fact that the foods that I'm putting into my body are going to fuel my sessions upcoming. I know how I'm going to feel. I know how it's going to digest, and it's going to give me sufficient energy to perform in the gym, because underlying all of this is gym performance. Pre-workout mealtime. So I have 175 raw weight chicken, 250 grams pineapple, and then in this bowl here I've got cream of rice. So I've got 150 cream of rice, which is rice flour, 20 grams peanut butter on top, and salt on both. So going to chow down, and it's about 2:15, so roughly an hour and a quarter, hour and a half before training. That's generally what I'd like prior to my session to try and give it time to digest. So given the size of this meal, definitely wanting time for it to get through the system and feel good before we train in, hour and a quarter, hour and a half. Alrighty, it is intra workout time. So in this bottle right here, there we go, we have 50 grams of carbs from Carbex, which is just highly branched cyclic dextrin, something that passes through and is easily digestible. 50 grams of carbs from that. It's also another good way to get calories in throughout the day. I've then got 20 grams of BCAAs in here, and then 5 grams creatine in my intra. So that's it. I usually have added electrolytes, but I've run out and I haven't bought any more. So just got my intra here, so let's crack on. Alrighty, Olivia makes a return to the vloggy vlog.
America.
Yes, Olivia did want to be included in this, so she was spewing that she was working this morning, so she missed out on the full day of eating that we are currently doing, as you've seen prior to this. But so what have you eaten today? You got to tell them.
Oh, okay. I've had Wheat Bix with protein and raspberries and peanut butter for breakfast. And then I had a break at work and I had chicken and rice. And then I came home. And then I had some chicken in the car on the way to the gym and some sour strips.
What could you want? Anyway, sipping prees. I'll show you a bit of the session, but predominantly it's a food video. So see you in there. All right, just did the dumbbell shoulder press with the hundreds. Got 7 unassisted reps. So a fortnight ago, it was 4 unassisted and like a couple assisted reps. So to get 7 unassisted, looking back at my logbook, I think that's the rep PR, and they felt very good. Potentially there was even a 8th there maybe with some assistance, but either way, let's work that up to probably 8-9 reps, and then time to go to the 105s. All right, so after the shoulder press, I did the Nautilus vertical press with the neutral grip, 3.75 plates, so the same weight as last week. Last week, 6 reps, today, 7 reps. Excellent set, felt very good. Potentially another rep in there, don't know, but either way, loving that at the minute, and I can see 4 plates isn't too far off. Anyway, then did the dip, doing a cuff lateral, got a fly, couple triceps, and we'll wrap her up. So the aim is to finish my intra by about 2/3 of the way through the session, just so I can utilise it and whatnot. But unfortunately, I had it in the freezer for a bit long, so I got a chunk of ice at the bottom. But either way, now the majority of it. By the time I got through, as I said, about 2/3 of the session, able to utilise it throughout the session, and then replenish afterwards with my post-workout. That's push wrapped up. What a session it was. It was actually very good, to be honest. It's one of the better push sessions. Yeah, wraps up all the things. One of the better push sessions I've had in recent memory. Music just cut me off. Anyway, we're just gonna drive home now, kick it, and get some post-workout food in. Post-workout time. It's just gone about 7 p.m. So meal 5, we can call it 6 if you call the intro workout a meal. Anyway, I have cream of rice. I got 200 grams cream of rice, rice flour. I made that earlier. Just added 2 scoops of whey in the chopped mint flavor, delicious, and 250 blueberries with some salt on top. I've also got 4 squares of 90% dark chocolate on the side, just as a bit of a snack to finish off the night. Can chat on this and watch some Breaking Bad. It is now the next day, so some time has elapsed. I'm now sipping on my morning coffee. But just to round out this video, you'll notice that my greens vegetable intake isn't overly high. So the one thing that I do supplement with that I don't show is I do take some form of greens supplement every day. So that just brings my daily greens intake up. The reason I don't at the minute is in the off season when food is so high, my appetite just isn't there. So adding a huge amount of vegetables to meals just doesn't really interest me. But I am trying to get fruits in as well, so to get some other form of micronutrients in there. This is the foods that I eat on a day-to-day basis, so obviously yesterday I didn't work, but when I'm at work in the office, I'm eating the same thing. The only difference is they've been eaten out of a container as opposed to on a plate or a bowl. Same. I know it works. It gets the job done. So I'm going to wrap up the video here. If you liked it, pop it a like. If you got any suggestions, pop a comment down below, and please subscribe. I will catch you in the next one.